Greetings, everyone! It seems that we all lack a portion of interesting news from the gaming world. So today, I have prepared the most interesting news for you. I am sure you will learn a lot of new and interesting things. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like it, as it is very important for improving the content. And write your opinion in the comments. I will be happy to read it. I wish you a good viewing experience, and let's get started. Nightingale, the upcoming open-world survival game by developer Inflection Games, has a new extended trailer ahead of its early access release. The video showcases an overview of the main pillars of the experience, from a quite complex crafting system to realm cards, a neat mechanic to reshape worlds with different alterations, affecting anything from biomes to weather. Customization and base building will be at the heart of Nightingale. The workshop, where you'll take care of all crafting-related activities, encompasses many aspects of these. Equipment and items are essential not just for looking stylish, but to endure the dangers outside your humble abode. For these, you'll need to obtain a plethora of resources during your travels. Depending on the rarity of said resources, you'll also obtain bonuses that can make you faster, more stealthy, and so on. On top of crafting, there's a station dedicated solely to enchantments, allowing for even deeper specialization. Enchantments are active skills. Think of them like magic spells that grant you new abilities, such as a ground slam or the ability to regrow trees to chop them again for resources. There are also charms and infusions, which are mostly passive effects like stamina regeneration or poison resistance, among dozens of other options. If all of that doesn't sound like enough choices to worry about, consider realm cards. The mechanic has you choose between 3 types of cards biome, major and minor cards, to create a new world with customizable conditions. For starters, you can create, say, a swamp with low gravity or a forest with increased rewards that also has tougher enemies than usual. Specific combinations, however, will lead you to special enemy encounters and even characters of interest, such as Victor Frankenstein and Nellie Bly, which will grant you missions. Realm cards can either be crafted or found out in the wild. Inflection has said there'll be more variations added throughout the course of Nightingale's early access period, which kicks off on February 20th. Ahead of launch, the game's survival aspects are familiar, but the customization of mechanics like realm cards holds promise. Respawn Entertainment's next Star Wars game might not be another Jedi Fallen Order game, but a first-person shooter starring a Mandalorian. Insider gaming sources have revealed that Respawn Entertainment is developing a first-person Star Wars Mandalorian game that is in its early stages of development. According to sources, the game will see the player take control of a Mandalorian bounty hunter, unclear who, set during the time when the Galactic Empire is dominating across the galaxy. It's your job as a bounty hunter to capture bounties dead or alive for cash rewards. As first reported by VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb, the game was being led by Respawn creative director Mohamed Alavi, who left the studio to pursue his next adventure. According to Grubb, who didn't disclose it was a Star Wars game at the time, but has recently, the game will be focused on mobility and style as guiding principles. The game's high mobility has been made possible storytelling-wise thanks to the Mandalorian's jetpack, which allows the player to perform horizontal dashing, vertical jumping, boost sliding, somewhat similar to sliding down hills in Apex Legends, and more. Sources describe the game as very fast-paced, and as such, will reward players who play in this style. For example, the player's health will mainly regenerate based on successive kills. As to be expected, playing as a Mandalorian bounty hunter gives the player a wide variety of weapons and gadgets, including a wrist rocket, grapple hook, a visor for tagging enemies and bounties, and more. It's understood that the game will not be an open world and have linear levels taking place on a variety of different planets in the Star Wars universe. While it's unclear when the game will be released, it was said we're still a year or 2 away at the very least. It's currently unclear if the game will have a multiplayer experience or not. The newest No Man's Sky update is called Omega, and it's designed to bring lapsed players back into the game. Omega is accompanied by a free weekend, which runs from February 15th until February 19th. The first big feature of Omega is an Omega Expedition. Originally, Expeditions were featured as a mode that ran parallel to the main game, tasking players with achieving certain challenges during a time-limited season. Expeditions are now integrated into the main game, allowing a player to join an expedition with all of their best loot and return back to the main save with all the goodies they earn. The Omega update also brings additions to older content. There are new on-planet missions that are specific to an alien life form's locale, climate, and personality, new content added to the main Atlas story, and a new pirate dreadnought to confront and eventually own. After nearly 8 years and over 25 updates, it's exciting to see No Man's Sky still trucking along with free patches, and ones that are designed to entice new players at that. As someone who's fallen off the game. Springboarding off of metafictional horror. Alan Wake 2 developer Remedy Entertainment has announced that its other Bizarro shooters have increased development pace. The development tidbit comes courtesy of the studio's stock exchange memo, which is largely focused on Alan Wake 2's strong commercial performance. The long-awaited sequel reached 1.3 million copies sold by February 2024, according to Remedy, making it the studio's fastest-selling game so far. Alan Wake 2 still hasn't recouped its development costs, but the studio notes that the game, in 2 months, sold more than double what Control managed to sell in 4 months. Keeping in mind that Control went on to shift over 4 million units, the company has high hopes for Alan Wake 2's long-tail sales, especially after its incredibly strong reviews. Remedy Entertainment also mentions that they have high hopes for Alan Wake 2's continued success due to some free updates and upcoming expansions that tie into the Remedy-connected universe, which officially includes Control and unofficially includes the rest of their games. From software parent company Kadokawa has confirmed that whilst the team is currently working hard on Elden Ring's DLC, there is still no release date to share at this time. It seems questions about the progress of the eagerly anticipated DLC were anticipated, as this latest update was included in the FAQ section of the firm's latest financial report. Tucked in between questions about net sales for Armored Core 6, fires of Rubicon, and the trend of pricing per unit for paper-based books, the company said that whilst work continued on Elden Ring's DLC, it was unable to provide a release date just yet. Tencent is reportedly developing an Elden Ring mobile game. The company acquired the licensing rights to Elden Ring from owner From Software in 2022, and a team was put together to work on a prototype. Sources say development on the project has been slow. Tencent is reportedly seeking to turn its Elden Ring mobile version into a free-to-play title with in-app purchases, not dissimilar to Genshin Impact. It was recently revealed that Stellar Blade, the upcoming post-apocalyptic saucy slasher, was given Korea's most mature rating by the Game Management Committee. It's yet to be rated by the likes of PGI or the ESRB, but it's assumed that it'll receive 18+ and mature ratings in those markets too. The document posted by Korea's Game Management Committee stated that the driving criteria for this rating was the presence of nudity and excessive violence in the game. Stellar Blade has drawn plenty of attention in recent weeks following the game's extended trailer reveal at the PlayStation State of Play showcase. In the trailer, which outlined the core principles of the story, we got an in-depth look at the game's protagonist, Eve. She's a scantily clad and athletic warrior with otherworldly sword skills and a wardrobe bursting at the seams with clothing that makes her burst at the seams. In the report published by the Game Management Committee in Korea, it was stated that Stellar Blade exhibits excessive violence, including decapitation and mutilation, and that the female character is appearing naked in her costumes. The term used by the GMC to describe this was explicit expression of body exposure. It was recently revealed that Eve Stellar Blade's protagonist has had special attention paid to her backside during her creation, and that her body is modeled directly on a Korean model's. There will be a diverse array of outfits available to unlock in the game, none of which are behind paywalls, and they're almost all designed to accentuate Eve's figure. The winds of change are blowing through the video game industry, and Sony Interactive Entertainment believes that the PlayStation brand should expand its multi-platform presence. According to a post on his Twitter account, Insider Genki picked up on one of the statements made by Sony President, COO, and CFO Hiroki Totoki during a recent Q&A session with investors. In it, he talked about his intentions to improve profit margins and mentioned that one of the ways to do this is through a strategy that leverages first-party titles to grow multi-platform. In the past, we wanted to popularize console, and the first-party title's main purpose was to make the console popular, commented Totoki. It is true, but there is a synergy to it. So if you have strong first-party content, not only with our console but also other platforms like computers, first-party can be grown with multi-platform, and that can help operating profit to improve. So that is another one we want to proactively work on. While this does not represent a radical change in the way PlayStation operates, it does correspond to a change in the waiting periods in which we will see games from its studios come to PC. Previously, we have seen first-party titles arrive on PC via Steam, such as Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War Ragnarok, The Last of Us Part 1, or Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. While these titles have been slow to arrive on the platform, the recent success of Helldivers 2 may be proof that certain titles can benefit from a simultaneous release. Xbox has pledged that its consoles will continue to be the best way to play its games, and that access to those games will not be removed in the near future. As part of its statement on the future of the Xbox business, an article on the Xbox blog states that Xbox consoles will continue to provide a flagship experience for players. It also notes that Game Pass will continue to be only available on Xbox platforms, essentially shooting down suggestions that it may come to PlayStation or Nintendo systems in the future. The statement also appears to dismiss concerns that players' Xbox libraries will be shut down in the future, saying the company's commitment to game preservation is unwavering. Xbox players should have confidence in building your digital library in the Xbox ecosystem, it says. We will continue to reward that with the most robust, player-friendly experiences, including backwards compatibility, cross-play, cross-save progression, convenient cloud gaming, and more. During a supporting podcast, Xbox President Sarah Bond implied that more hardware was in the works. There's some exciting stuff coming out in hardware that we're going to share this holiday, she said. And we're also invested in the next generation roadmap. And what we're really focused on there is delivering the largest technical leap you will have ever seen in a hardware generation, which makes it better for players and better for creators and the visions that they're building. The next Need for Speed game might be coming out soon. Several content creators recently confirmed that they were flown into Criterion Games' studio to provide feedback on the game. The roar of engines and the smell of burning rubber might echo louder than ever soon, as rumors surrounding a new Need for Speed game from Criterion Games gain momentum. The speculation is gaining traction after numerous content creators were flown to Criterion Games' headquarters in Guildford, United Kingdom, to provide feedback. The studio's decision to gather feedback from a broad spectrum of content creators, live and in person, hints at the advanced stage of development for the upcoming title, sparking theories about an imminent announcement. The roar of engines and the smell of burning rubber might echo louder than ever soon, as rumors surrounding a new Need for Speed game from Criterion Games gain momentum. The Need for Speed franchise could easily find itself revitalized by the release of a new, more polished experience that could better compete with the likes of Gran Turismo 7, Forza Motorsport, and Forza Horizon 5. Nevertheless, with official confirmation still pending, the gathering in Guildford symbolizes a promising development for the Need for Speed franchise. Whether it results in a revolutionary new title or a nostalgic remake, the commitment to the community's engagement and feedback-driven refinement offers a positive outlook. Hopefully, this approach will culminate in a racing experience that reignites the franchise and sets a new benchmark for Need for Speed excellence. After a 10-year absence, the iconic video game franchise returns this summer with EA Sports College Football 25. Developed by EA Orlando, the team behind the successful Madden series, it promises to be a truly authentic and immersive college football experience. EA Sports College Football 25's recent teaser trailer serves as a prelude to the game's official May reveal, offering a glimpse into the future of college football gaming. It goes beyond its Madden counterpart, incorporating unique assets, playbooks, mascots, and the rich traditions of various universities. A key factor in the game's revival is the name, image, likeness rule change. Under the new rule, college athletes can receive compensation for their likenesses in products such as video games. EA Sports has partnered with one-team partners to facilitate deals with players, who will receive compensation by opting in. Those who choose not to participate will be replaced with generic avatars. Interestingly, this would also put it curiously close to the usual release window of EA's own line of Madden NFL games. While this hasn't stopped EA from releasing both Madden NFL 13 and NCAA 13 within just a month of each other, it'll be interesting to see how these two will coexist and if they'll affect each other's market. After EA Sports FC and Madden NFL, EA Sports College Football is EA's third annual sports sim. So far, its reign on the gridiron and pitch have remained uncontested, but 2K could be looking to change that next year. On February 5th, developers Blackbird Interactive released a public demo for Homeworld 3 on Steam and the Epic Games Store, showcasing its roguelike War Games mode. While we enjoyed the vertical slice of the game, it still presented a number of issues that left us questioning whether Blackbird Interactive would have time to resolve them before launch. Thankfully, in a clear commitment to delivering the best possible version of the latest installment in the legendary sci-fi RTS franchise, Blackbird Interactive has made the decision to delay the launch of Homeworld 3 to May 13th. That's roughly an additional 4 weeks out from the previous launch date of March 8th. According to the statement issued by Blackbird Interactive, the decision to postpone the launch was made in response to feedback from external playtesting, in addition to the reception of its public demo. It's certainly frustrating to see Homeworld 3 suffer another delay, especially considering it was initially slated to launch in the first half of 2023. Embracer Group's ongoing restructuring has resulted in the company cutting 1,400 jobs, or about 8% of its global workforce, it confirmed on Thursday. The company announced in June that it was implementing a restructuring plan which would involve the closure of studios and the cancellation of projects. It has since shut companies like Saints Row developer Volition and TimeSplitters studio Free Radical Design, while others have reportedly been put up for sale, such as Borderlands maker Gearbox. Embracer has also made layoffs at Gearbox Publishing, Tomb Raider maker Crystal Dynamics, Knights of the Old Republic remake studio Beamdog, Pinball FX maker Zen Studios, and Deus Ex studio Eidos Montreal, among others. The company confirmed on Thursday that 483 employees were let go during its third fiscal third quarter, ended in December 2023. Added to the 904 employees laid off during the previous quarter, that takes the total number of jobs cut due to its restructuring to 1,387. Embracer canceled 29 unannounced games and closed 7 internal studios during the 6 months ended in December. Group CEO Lars Wingefors said today that the restructuring plan is entering its final stretch, but he warned that more cuts could be coming as the company looks to sell off more assets. As part of the restructuring program, Embracer still has a few larger, structured divestment processes ongoing that could strengthen our balance sheet and further reduce capex, he said. Processes are in mature stages. It's important to add that certain companies might initiate restructuring before any divestment is announced. However, our overruling principle is to always maximize shareholder value in any given situation. We are unlikely to reach the target under the restructuring program of below SEK 8 billion in net debt by March 31st, 2024. However, certain divestments could significantly reduce net debt post-March 31st. And that's it. I hope you learned something new and found a lot of new and interesting things for yourself. If so, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and write your opinion in the comments. I will definitely read it. Thank you for watching and see you soon.